What's going on, everybody? Back with another video. So I don't usually cover the PPC party for obvious reasons. They're pretty irrelevant, let's just say, under the leadership of Maxime Bernier. But they did have their convention, and Maxime Bernier faced a leadership review, and it looks like he did pretty well. So he's going to be remaining as the leader, whether it's deserved or not. I don't really think it is, and we'll get into that in just a second. But before we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help grow the channel, and I appreciate you guys so much for doing that. It really means a lot. So this is directly from the People's Party. It said the People's Party of Canada's Executive Director, Nathan McMillan, announced today that Maxime Bernier's leadership was confirmed by party members following a leadership review process. With 5,797 votes cast and a voter participation rate of 32.7%, Mr. Bernier received the support of 79.1% of its members, who had to answer yes or no to the following question. Do you support Maxime Bernier remaining as leader of the People's Party of Canada? The leadership review was conducted online in partnership with third-party firm Simply Voting. The vote took place between May 20th and June 20th. All PPC members with active memberships on or before April 28, 2025, the day of the federal election, were allowed to vote. Official results from Simply Voting are available on their website. Okay, well, they already showed us the results. I don't really care who came in second place. I don't know anyone else from that party. But here's my issue with the People's Party. It's not with their policies. I actually think a lot of their policies are good. But if you look at their social media team, Wyatt Claypool, and I think he was with Brittany, I don't know her last name, but they made a video a while ago just exposing how cringe they are. They're almost as bad, maybe even arguably as bad as the Liberal Party when it comes to putting out ads. It's really stupid. I should have pulled some up before, but I didn't. Maybe I could find that for you in a second. But the problem I have with Maxime Bernier is he's just not relatable enough to people. He's not liked enough. He's not popular, and elections are a big part of it. Is a popularity contest. Well, you can't win it if you're not popular. Now, he's popular amongst the People's Party, but it's such a small party, so small in fact they have zero representation in Parliament. They have 0 seats. They're the only quote-unquote major party in Canada that doesn't have one. And this party has existed since 2018. I think that it could be a valuable party. It's got some really nice policies. I agree with them on immigration. I agree that we need a populist country-first party, for sure. But the problem with Max is that every time he gets criticized on X, whether it's fair or not, sometimes it's not fair, people just attack him for no reason. Okay, block those people. But he blocks everyone who has any level of criticism for him. So my question would be, which he'll never answer, if you can't stand up to the little guy online, how are you going to stand up to the people who are ruining the country? And then you look at his criticisms when he went on Patrick Bet-David's podcast. Oh, Pierre's not really that conservative. I mean, honestly, I would agree. A lot of people think he's some far-right super conservative. I think he's like center-right, to be honest with you. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but the People's Party, Maxime Bernier, is actually a conservative, so I'll give him a little bit of credit there. But when he was on Patrick Bet-David's show, Pierre should have done this show, and Patrick Bet-David was giving him all kind of crap, even though he really doesn't seem to know much about Canadian politics, with all due respect to him. But Maxime Bernier, after being on that show, lost about 75% of his vote totals. Now, to be fair, we did see other smaller parties lose votes. Look at what happened to the NDP, the Bloc, and the PPC as well, because other parties just kind of left these parties to go and basically try to stop one of either the Liberals or the Conservatives. So the NDP left to go with the Liberals, and a lot of PPC voters did leave to go over to the Conservatives. That being said, Maxime Bernier just can't seem to move the needle, and he's had 7 years and not a lot to show for it. He hasn't won a single election. In fact, he hasn't even been close. He had some, I can't remember the riding, Portage maybe, in Manitoba, Portage, I think it was, something like that. And the last time he was polled as the candidate for that riding, he was in 4th place. I mean, come on. You're losing to the Liberals in that riding, that super conservative riding. You can't even get close. And then he decides to leave that riding. He goes over to a riding called Beauce, which is in Quebec. So, and again, this is very right. It's a very right-leaning, or right-wing rather, riding in Canada. But look, I mean, 28% in 2019. Now, he wasn't the incumbent. I don't know who was, but they were actually kind of close, firmly in second place. Then in 2021, they lost 10 points. Again, they just can't seem to move the needle anywhere. And then in 2025, I mean, look at that, 5.8%, fourth place. And they're projected to get 6% in the future. If you can't win a riding like this or other ridings like this, you're screwed. How do you win a leadership race when you can't move the needle? And again, I understand a lot of PPC supporters left to go to the Conservatives. The PPC lost about 13 points from this election to the last election, and the Conservatives gained 11.4. So yeah, a lot of the purple team left to go vote for the blue team. That happened for sure. That being said, no matter whether it's a coalition or other people are leaving the party or not, you're not close, dude. There's not a single riding in the country where they're close to winning a riding. Not one. And if I'm wrong, you can go through all 343 seats and show that to me, that there's not a single one where they're close. Now let's go back here and let me see if I can go and find some of these ads for you. I won't take too long. It's going to be from here. Yeah, you know what? I'll try to maybe find that later for another video. But again, I mean, I like the party's values. I like what they're saying. I like their policies. But they just can't do anything right. So I don't understand how you win a leadership race. Now that being said, maybe there was just no one else. Let's go have a look here. Maybe it'll actually show well, they said it showed the results, right? Okay, let's see if there's anything here. Yeah, so it wasn't like a vote to see who could replace him. It was just a yes or no. So there's no one coming. There's no one else running, right? And I think that's how the leadership reviews go. I think that's going to be the case with Pierre, too. It's just going to be a yes or no. And if it's no and he gets voted out, then they'll basically have a leadership election race. So let's see what Doug Ford has to say. I know that he said earlier today, or I think yesterday, that he wouldn't rule out running for the major conservative, the federal conservative leadership race, which, by the way, Doug, if you listen to this or if you ever hear it, it ain't going to happen. We will not I will abandon the federal conservative party so fast and so hard if that guy is actually the leadership, or in the leadership seat. Doug Ford is like one of the most fake conservative people I've ever seen in my life. He is a terrible politician. He's a goofball. He didn't support Pierre Poilievre, which basically means he supported Carney, and now he's complaining about them. Well, we got what you supported, Doug. You're never going to be the leader of the Conservative Party, and me and many other people will make sure that happens. But either way, let me know what you think. What do you think about Doug Ford being the leader of the Conservative Federal Party? And also, what do you think about the PPC party? Do you like Maxime Bernier? Why and why not? And if you don't, if you think someone else should be the leader, tell me who, because I can't think of anyone who could maybe make a splash and get this party to be relevant. But either way, let me know what you think in the comment sections. Please don't be shy. And again, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help grow the channel once again. Thanks so much again for watching, guys, and I'll be back shortly with a new one.